Of course, before emergency crews can respond, they need to know something is happening. For that, people call 911. But not all those calls are legit. In fact, many come from kids who are given old phones to play with, and while the phone may not be active, those calls go through, and they can come with a cost to the rest of us. Corey Marshall shows us how in tonight's 9 on Your Side Safety Alert.
They're considered old technology, residents of the junk drawer. But those old, seemingly irrelevant cell phones are often handed down to little ones as a toy. But unactivated cell phones, when charged, are capable of making emergency calls to 911, whether or not it's an emergency.
Well, it does happen very regularly.
Chris Hove is a shift supervisor for Tucson Fire Department Communications.
What is frustrating as a dispatcher when you get these calls? Is it hard to decipher whether or not it is an emergency at times?
I think the frustrating part is when you get a lot of those in one day or in one period of time, and you know that there are real emergencies that are going not unanswered, but taking a little bit longer to be answered.
Meaning the so-called inactive 911 calls potentially halt emergency responders from tending to real emergencies.
And is he breathing normally?
Dispatchers from Tucson's Price Call Center say 911 calls from inactive phones come into the center on an hourly basis. A majority of those calls are not valid.
You say 911, what is the emergency? And usually you hear nothing. Sometimes you'll hear somebody playing in the background, you'll hear a kid talking, you'll hear some giggling.
Tucson Police Sergeant Chris Widmer says for TPD, the calls are also cause for concern.
Until we're sure that it's not an actual emergency, we can't hang up the phone.
Hove hopes parents will take note and take the battery out of their old phones.
Now, removing the battery or simply not charging the phone so that it can't turn on solves the inactive 911 call problem and saves dispatchers precious time. Guy.
Corey, do the police and fire personnel actually respond to these 911 calls?
Part of the problem with the inactive 911 calls is that dispatchers can't call the number back or pick up a location, and that goes back to the delay in getting to real emergency calls. Dispatchers have to go through the process and verify that the call isn't an actual emergency.
All right, Corey, thank you.